Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.
Making the purchase price slightly lower than the standard retail rate. Single source justification. The board used single sourcing only because Messrs GET 4 Less Ghana Limited was the only supplier with sufficient stock to meet the urgent delivery timeline. This process received prior approval from the PPA and commitment authorization from the Ministry of Finance, a commitment to transparency. The Goldbod management led by Sammy Gyamfi, {Esquire} CEO, maintains that the organization holds the principles of accountability dear. The board noted that all contracts are proactively published online to prevent the spread of misinformation. We entreat the general public to remain vigilant and reject all attempts by desperate purveyors of fake news to find wrongdoing where there is none, the statement concluded. Sedu, yes. I'm sure you've heard this. This story. You've been following it. What do you make of it?
Let me state categorically clear on this platform that Sammy Gyamfi was an ardent critic of the previous administration. And if anybody thinks that Sammy Gyamfi will be reckless as chief executive for Ghana Goldbod, the person will be laughing at the wrong side of his or her mouth. Sammy knows the level at which the NPP wants to bring him down. And as a brilliant young man, he is so meticulous in his work. And Sammy will not do anything that anybody can use against him tomorrow. Because I've noticed that our opponents have tried so hard to get scandals against him as far as Goldbod operations is concerned. And they've always tried so hard, and anytime they try to come out with a supposedly scandal, they are always embarrassed. Moro, first and foremost, the NPP came out to say that they intercepted documents to mean that Sammy Gyamfi awarded a contract to the Deputy Chief of Staff's company, Mr. Stan Dogbe. Now, it turned out that they did not intercept any document. By the Goldbod Act, they are supposed to publish all contracts, all their transactions. So if something is published through a website, then you go download it and come to sit down and say that you have intercepted a document. Isn't it laughable? This lazy man's approach to research. You understand? Because the truth of the matter is that you didn't intercept any document. It is a document that is published through Goldbod website and you downloaded it. So how can you call this intercepted documents? This is not how Sammy and his team were intercepting documents. The NPP should find a different way of intercepting documents. You can't call this interception of documents when the entire world, when the document is being displayed for everybody, to see. You understand? Number two, Stan Dogbe as a chief of staff cannot, not even the chief of staff, can coward any agency to hand them over a contract. No serious CEO will be allowed to be cowered by any authority to dole out a contract without going through the necessary procurement procedures. Nobody, not even the chief of staff, let alone to talk about deputy chief of staff. Because Sammy Gyamfi took the job and sworn to an oath in that office. So he will not sit down for anybody or any authority that seems higher than him to come and coward him for him to hand over a job to the person without due process. The lawyer Sammy that I know will never do that because he knows there will be a day, there will always be accountability. You understand? Now, the deputy chief of staff also did not form the company because NPP came to power, NDC came to power. No, the company was in existence since 2017. Let's also get that clearly. That he did not, because his deputy chief of staff and his party is in power, then he decided to form a company. The company was in existence. In fact, everybody they have what they call Wezo group of companies. So many subsidiaries under it. And Kariga came since 2017. NPP was in power. Since NDC assumed office, the deputy chief of staff absolved himself from the operation of the company, which we all know, just to avoid what they are claiming today as conflict of interest. Because he is no more in charge of the day-to-day running of the company by way of his appointment. So where is the conflict of interest? Where is the conflict of interest? Or are you saying that when President Nana-Addo was in power, none of his relatives' companies undertook government jobs? Are you saying that his brother Bomti and Co didn't execute contracts in this country? Are you saying that his daughters did not execute contracts in this country? Is that what you want to tell us? This is even the president's blood brothers. What's the relation between President Mahama and Standogbe? It's work. It's work. You were in power. Your daughters, President daughters' companies were working. President brothers' companies were working. Today, just somebody who is deputy chief of staff, the person's family company should not do any contract. That is under the logic of the NPP. Let's take people serious in this country.
But it's not even factually accurate that it's a family company. You said the deputy chief of staff's family company. It's not a family company.
No.
I just wanted
what I'm saying, well, that is, let me, I understand. What I'm saying is that, but it's a company that, when I say family, not blood family.
Right.
You understand? It could be partners.
So that a wrong impression is not carried.
Yes, I get you. But I also don't mean that blood ties family.
I get
you understand?
I get it.
I also don't mean blood tied families. What I just want everybody to know is that the NPP has been trying so hard to throw mud at Sammy Gyamfi and his Goldbod operations. And I just want to let them know that the young man is so brilliant and so smart that he will not do anything untoward where anybody can use it against him tomorrow. In that same vein, he will not allow any supposed officer higher than him to come and, induce him to dole out a contract without due process. You understand? First, they said it was sole sourcing. And evidence came out that it wasn't sole sourcing, it was restricted tender. But that is the NPP for you. So they ran away from it. You understand? Now, I've heard some of their communicators say that sole sourcing and restricted tender, that they are all the same, which is not true. Any basic procurement student knows that they are not the same. You understand? So, NPP should know that they managed this country for 8 years. Ghanaians saw what they did. You understand? At least they should respect the Ghanaian with this kind of politics. They should respect the Ghanaian. There is nowhere in this country that says that if you have a company or interest in a company and your party is in power, that company cannot bid for a job. What the deputy chief of staff did, and what even in parliament, there are MPs who are businessmen and women. You understand? Many of them, I want to let him know. Many of them.
How come to him?
Many of them. I want to.
You are an MPO.
Yes, I want
Read
you to
the bylaws and your laws.
Oh, please listen.
You.
There are many MPs who still run businesses under the exemption of the Speaker of Parliament.
Thank you. You are not talking.
Yeah, but I'm coming there. Why are
Because
you?
I was
You are
looking
always
at you.
eager to come and interject. Take it easy. I know what I'm talking about. You understand?
That's what I'm writing.
There
I
are
know
many
what you're doing.
MPs who are almost everybody in Parliament is a businessman or woman. They all have companies. You understand? They have companies. They declare. You go to Office of Holding Profit. We have a committee. You understand? That you go and declare what you think the role you still want to be playing in your mother company, then you are granted. The speaker give you exemptions. So the Honorable Standogbe, by virtue of his appointments as Deputy Chief of Staff, absorbed himself from the day-to-day running of Carriger Ghana Limited. So where is the conflict of interest? Absolutely none. But the NPP, as usual, want to find scandal because they've been scheming. They've been scheming, fishing for scandals to smear President Mohammed's government because none, they haven't seen any. And they are surprised that President has ruled this country over a year without any scandal. They cannot just take it. So they are going all out. But you see, when you want to fish out scandal, try to fish out what is evidential. Don't go and gather anything that can be disputed. As for this one, you have to go back again and start fishing because this one cannot fly. It cannot stand the test of time. All the evidence, all the incontrovertible evidence provided by Goldbod and the company's managers shows that there's nothing sort of conflict of interest. It wasn't sole sourcing, it was restricted tender. The company was instituted or incorporated in July 2017.
2020.
And all the what's the name? All the procurement, works and housing, PPA documents, all of them, they all satisfied, the company satisfied all of that. And the contract was duly awarded to them. What you should have been saying is that a company associated with Standogbe took a contract to renovate Goldbod office and didn't execute the job. If you were going on that tangent, we'll all go and see whether the job is being executed or not. But in this case, the job has been executed. And Goldbod has since been using that facility that company renovated.
Okay.
You understand? So the NPP should have been telling us that, look, because, for instance, under NPP, people took jobs, they didn't execute the contracts. You understand? That is what you should have been telling us. But the Honorable Standogbe's, whatever his relation is with the company, duly bid for the job. They bidded for the job, executed the job. Goldbod, works department satisfied the work. Everything was done and they handed over the property. And Goldbod has since been using the property. So for you to come to tell us that there was conflict of interest, from where? Because somebody is chief of staff. How about President's daughter? How about President's brother who got juicy jobs in this country? I can refresh my mind back to ambulance pass.
Which brother is that?
Bomti and Co were serious business gurus.
What business were they doing?
Bomti. Hey, accoutrement supplies. I can go to his company. Accoutrement supplies.
Really?
And other time. I can fetch you documents.
The president's
here.
brother.
What's the name of the
I
company?
can fetch you documents
What's
here.
the name of the company?
What's the name of the company?
Gyamfi's company.
I'm going to give it to you here before I leave here.
I see. That's
But what I know is that he was a serious businessman and he's still a serious businessman in this country. We had companies, NPP gurus companies who were working under President Mahama and they are still working today. You understand? So NPP should know that this kind of politics cannot win away the goodwill of President Mohammed's administration.
okay.
Ghanaians are so happy with the kind of the way President Mahama is managing his appointees.
Very well.
Every appointee knows that very well. Moro, we have discussed these things on this platform, and I have said that President Mahama so far has fared well. In fact, by the way he's managing his appointees.
Okay.
You cannot, because you can sit and say scandal. Where is a scandal? Like this kind of supposedly scandal that they claim is around the Goldbod.
Okay.
But that is not a scandal.
All right.
You understand?
Okay.
Due process was done.
Okay.
Due process was done. Contract was awarded, and the contract is executed.
Okay.
Perfectly.
All right.
You understand? If you go and see the office where they are operating, and you see the furnishing, the quality of work that is being executed by the company that is purposely or purportedly associated with what's the name, Standogbe, you will know that this is a professional company that everybody should, even if you want to furnish your place or you want to execute any job, give it to Kariga Ghana Limited. They will do a good job for you. Don't come and bastardize them. Don't come and bastardize them for doing a good job.
All right.
That's all that I want to say.
Okay.
Yes, you talk of laptops. Laptops were inflated
you say you are
at the market. At the market. At the market. Everybody go and find out the same laptops. You will see the prices.
All right.
The same laptop is open. When you go and see, then you now look at taxes and all of that inclusive, and you will get to realize that nobody inflated anything. Do you understand?
All right.
So, my brothers and sisters in the NPP, this is not what can win you elections. You better have to go back and organize yourself well. You are so polarized as a party that you need to be doing that. But for you to be coming out with things like this cannot win you any power.
All right.
Soon.
Okay, Alfred.
Thank you very much. Moru.
Has he answered all your questions?
Questions?
Has Seydou answered whatever questions were lingering in your mind as far as this?
He is a party person. He's been paid to do party work. Come and talk, and try and confuse
All
people.
right.
We've accepted what he's saying. But you see, Ghanaians, and I keep on saying this, Ghanaians cannot be taken for fools. You cannot sit down and ride on people's back and think that, oh, because I've come to say these things, then why was NPP voted out of power? You come and sit here and say that the president had his daughter and this and that and his brother and this. Why was NPP voted out of power? Because of certain basic things that institutionalized on conflict of interest. And that is what they don't know. Conflict of interest, it means so much. Within less than 6 months, the conflict of interest that even me, I've documented, there are 3. The deputy MD for Goldbod, awarding his own company a job to do for him.
But he doesn't own that
It's
company.
conflict of interest.
No, he doesn't own that company.
Go and check.
He doesn't own it.
It is his company.
No, he doesn't own it.
Oh, my brother.
I know it for a fact. He doesn't own it.
So he does what? He works with them.
He
works with them.
In fact, I've done some investigations on this matter because when he came up, I had to go
And he
you know,
did what?
beyond
He works with them.
what. No, he has. In fact, he has nothing to do with. And I'm sure you're talking about the what's the name of the. This escaped me. I've had to do some digging on that matter. He has nothing to do with that company anymore.
As far as I know, he has something to do with that company.
Oh no, he doesn't.
Oh,
Take it from me.
Master, do your homework.
I'm serious.
I'm telling
He
you.
doesn't.
Number 2, this award of contract to a government official
Right.
is serious. If they don't know what conflict of interest is, this is a deputy chief of staff in charge of operations. Operations means that he, with the president, he tells him, okay, this person is a party person, he's good, let's give him this job, let's give this person that job, let's give even my own brother, the deputy director general of SNIT, who is also a shareholder of the Wizard Group of Companies, which is a shareholder of Kureka. We shouldn't forget it. 3 continuous different things. Then we have the last conflict of interest, where the president's brother, which one of his people told me on the sister station, that he decided that, oh, the president needs a plane to travel, so I'm giving him my plane. So he decides for Ghana that I can use my personal things to satisfy the government duties. Very serious offense. I remember when I was working in the bank, even when you are bringing a laptop in to work in the bank's premises, you have to seek permission and they'll give your laptop a number. So when you are taking it out, they note it that you are not using your laptop for the banking job again. And that is why every bank makes sure that they give you all these laptops, tables and everything. Otherwise, I can sit there and my brother will say that, oh, today I'm coming on Good Morning Ghana. They don't think the set here is nice for them. So my brother, who is a businessman, has decided to change the setting of Good Morning or the table because the chair is not too good for me. It's not good for my back. Everybody will be doing that. It is not acceptable in any government organization. That is where conflict of interest comes in. So if the president's brother can do that, then it's open for all. Everybody can also do it. That is why in Goldbod, you can get one company deciding that I want to go for, it's not $11 million contract, 11 million Ghana cedis contract. It's 11.9, so let's round it up. 12 million. 12 million whooping Ghana cedis to go and renovate a portion of Bank of Ghana, former building of Bank of Ghana. It's not a full building, it's a portion. Because they are not taking the full building. And even that small portion, when you, I'll come to their staff strength and everything for head office, and you ask yourself that, what is going on in this country? And you come and sit here and tell me that, Ghanaians should not take us serious because you people are in power and you can do whatever you like. When you look at the company that's bid the contract, Koreka, he says it's a lovely company. I'll take it as it is. I will not go to them for any job because I know that once where he's gotten to, his jobs will be like triple what I'll get on the open market. So I'll go to open market so that the poor man on the street who is working, who is doing furniture, can also get something to drink. He goes and bids on the 1st of July, 2025. That was when they sent their tendering in competitive bidding. Now, as at 17th of June, 2026, they are this thing, what do you call it? 2025, 2nd of July, 2025, their contracts or their works had gone, works and housing had gone off, isn't it? Or they went to expired. No, it had expired. So they went to do it on the 17th, what do you call it, 17th of June, 2025.
To renew it.
To renew it.
Okay.
When you look at the certificate they paid for works and housing certificates, they paid on the 2nd of July, 2025, which means it was even a day after they produced the tendering documents. It tells you automatically that such a person has already failed in the tendering.
I don't understand.
You have to add the works and housing certificate
to
your tendering document.
Right.
If it's not part of it, you don't win a tender. You cannot, they'll even reject you because your documents are not up to scratch. So you can't present a letter in on the 1st of July and go and present do a renewal of your certificate on the 2nd of July. Stand there and automatically everything is done for you and paid for. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
Yeah. Now, when you come to what my brother sweetly said,
so that part about the 1st and 2nd July matter. Yeah. Let me read what the Goldbod's response is, and let's see whether that's it.
Let me finish my submission.
No, just that part.
No,
just that part.
If you do this, my submissions will be kept.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
When you look at Goldbod, the requirement is that when they are doing procurement, it has to pass through GANF or the, what do you call it, it has to pass through GANF, and they have to publish it on their website, PPA's website, or and GANF's website.
What's GANF?
Ghana, it's called, let me read it for you. The Ghana Electronic Procurement System.
Okay.
Now, if you listen to the Minister of Finance last year, and don't forget that the GANF, which is the Ghana Electronic Procurement System, as at 2023, it was mandatory for every procurement to pass through GANF. Every procurement. And in the current Minister of Atufose, what he said last year in his budget was that he reiterated the need that every procurement, in fact, is one of the conditions of IMF, that every procurement should pass through GANF. When you look at this contract, it wasn't passed through GANF. This contract was not passed through GANF.
That's to the best of your knowledge.
Yeah.
That's to the best of your knowledge.
It's not on GANF's system. We've got all the information.
Okay. It's not on their website.
It's not on their website.
It's not on Goldbod.
It's not on PPA's website.
Okay. All right.
It's on, what do you call it? Maybe right now that I'm speaking, someone would alert them.
PPA gave approval.
Oh.
PPA gave approval.
No, I want him to finish. Let me finish.
It's not on their website.
Please note the issues he's raising.
Thank you. I can give you my book. You can write.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yes.
Thank you. So it tells you straight away that whatever they are doing is insider dealings. We have something we call in procurement insider dealings. Oh, tell him this, oh, do this, look at this figure, look at that figure, and everything. Now, when you come to the main ingredients of the, what do you call it, the bills of quantity, which we've given you a copy, in the whole renovation, there's a furniture element of 1.5 million. Furniture of 1.5 million, which Corica is supposed to provide. Then they've awarded another company 1.2 million to provide office furniture again. When you calculate it, there's chairs and everything that they have. You realize that they have about a staff of 80. Let's say, give and take 80. But they've bought furniture for about 116 people. Unless even the 80, I'm over-exaggerating. But head office, I don't think they are that much. So you ask yourself, why would a deputy chief of staff go in for a contract that the NDC ordinary person, the Ghanaian who is an ordinary contractor, go and do? It's for a reason. Why they said that when you are coming into office, declare all your assets. And every organization, and that's why when he was talking, I looked at it, every company you owe, when you are going to do some of these government jobs, they tell you that you have to resign even as a director of the company. You are not supposed to be even on the board. Conflict of interest happens when maybe I've worked with a company and I have that sympathy, that shares for them. And I decide that I want to give them, some job to do. That is why even when before Ken Ofori-Atta became finance minister and they were doing jobs for finance ministry, and during the time he was finance minister, they were still doing jobs by data bank. They told him that it's conflict of interest. Am I lying? They told him that it was conflict of interest. This is the scandal of all scandals that have just started or that has just come out. We pricked them a bit by telling them that we sole sourcing. We wanted them to come and say that it's restrictive tendering. And why we say it's similar or almost the same is that sole sourcing, you decide that I'm giving it to this person, isn't it? This person alone should take it. Restrictive tendering, you can tell 3 or 4 people that come and do this thing, come and tender. Korika, as we know, started business in 2020. They started business in 2020. All these things, and they were just doing office furniture and home furniture. Then now they've gone into works and housing, as has been stated. Are we saying that in all this that you are doing, all the people who sponsored the president, all the people who gave money that, let's make sure NDC wins, none of them is capable, apart from a deputy chief of staff who is sitting in office, his company? Is that all we are trying to say? That there's nobody in the country who can do this work, even those who supply the office other office furniture that we don't know. If you look at their work, we can even decide that, okay, let them even do the work. Whatever chogwe you want to get from inside, you can get from them. But they decided that within ourselves, we are going to give you the contract and we'll make sure you get the contract. And that is what happened.
Let me ask you this. There's something I'm not getting clear. So Standogbe is a co-owner of the Wezo group of companies or the Wezo Holdings.
With his brother.
And yes.
Uli, what's the name?
And then Wule Namdogbe, yes.
Who is also the Deputy Director General of SNIT.
Okay. Now, that company co-owns, that is a fact. I mean, I think it's public knowledge. That company co-owns Korika.
Yeah.
I want to...
Who is the other owner of Korika, apart from the two of them?
I can find out. It's co-owned by... and then also Eclair Ghana Limited. Eclair. Yes, Eclair Ghana Limited. I haven't dug into that.
So go and do it.
Okay. So here's the thing. Do we know it as a matter of fact? Because, again, from what we've been told by Goldbod, it checks with the Public Procurement Authority indicates that Standogbe has stopped doing the day-to-day running of the business a long time ago. He stopped that many years ago.
Is he a shareholder?
Yes, he's a shareholder. But I'm coming to the question. Maybe if you take the time, you understand what I'm saying. I'm thinking aloud.
Yeah, think aloud. And let's think aloud and answer.
How can we say it as a matter of fact that Standogbe actually was involved in the tendering or in the search for this business? How do we know that as a matter of fact? I mean, is it possible? I mean, by Alfred, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Are we? Or let me put it this way: are we saying that definitely because Standogbe co-owns a company that co-owns Koreka, that in itself stands to reason that willy-nilly or by all means, Standogbe personally, as you've been saying, Standogbe personally went to lobby for that job. I mean, what's the evidence?
The inference you are doing, I'll give you inferences. Korika,
Korika,
who is being run
Ghana
by,
Limited, yes.
Which is being run by one
No. That's, yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, which is being run by one, is it something Annan? Something Annan.
Okay.
I wanted to
You mean
get
the guy who runs Koreka?
Yeah, Koreka.
Okay.
It's called something Annan.
Okay.
Joshua Nico Annan.
Okay.
If he is going to bid for a contract which he knows that can be influenced by anyone, all he needs to do is to pick a phone. Charlie Stan, and they go bid for this contract.
It's a possibility.
Which will happen. Whether you like it or not,
that's
it will
a
happen.
possibility.
Massa,
But did it happen?
Massa, it will happen.
No, we're hearing evidence.
Do you know why I say it will happen?
Yeah.
There is no way Koreka will go and bid for a contract and will not inform its shareholder that, oh, listen, if you can at least put in a word here for me, please do it. Then you want to tell me that the general manager of Koreka is not smart. That's all you want to tell me, which I don't believe. Then you want to tell me he's not smart.
So this is a belief and this is suspicion grounded on what typically happens, but it's not a fact.
What happens in life?
Because
everything we are discussing here is based on facts of life.
Right.
And what happens and what has happened before. Because we can say that, listen, this is a genuine contract that he's buying or he's bidding for. But the mere fact that he's a deputy chief of staff makes it tricky. It makes it tricky. Because a company that you have shares in, as much as possible, you don't let them come anywhere. You can do any other private businesses, but don't let them come anywhere near where a government contract is.
Right.
Because the moment you do that, whether you like it or not, you'll be painted as part of the contract. Whether you like it or not, you will be painted as, oh, that's the Anane.
No, that's his younger brother. That's Wole Namdogwe.
I think I know.
Yeah.
All right. So you'll be painted as part of being the cabal. And everybody knows Tandogwe in NDC. He's not just a mere party member. He's a close confidant of the president. A very close confidant. And that is why people don't joke with Tandogwe. That is why my brother here cannot say anything against him.
Why?
Because he's a close confidant of the president. And there are things that you don't say against your close confidant in your party.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
My brother, everything that has happened here is wrong.
Nothing.
Everything that has happened
brother,
here
you
is
see,
wrong. When someone has shares in their
ask him. He's not answering the question. First,
they said
intercepted document.
When you are saying,
is it intercepted?
No, he's not commenting on that because he agrees with you that this cannot be intercepted.
I don't agree with
Is it this document? Are they intercepted?
I gave you reasons.
No,
because I told you that.
Are they intercepted? Moro, I have three questions. I want to find out whether these documents are intercepted.
It's not. I mean, it's not debatable. It's not
debatable. You can intercept a document before it's published on their website.
No.
As I speak to you here.
No.
As I speak to you here.
No.
I was telling you right now that on PPA and on Gadet's website, it's not there.
Go to PPA. PPA approve. They approve the contract. You understand? Before Goldbod awarded. So
he's talking about the Ganef. Is it Ganef? Yeah, Ganef. He's talking about
the
Ganef.
fact that you have approved something doesn't mean you've published it on your website. It has to go.
Yeah, but if you want the evidence,
brother, you see, when you are talking, I was quiet.
If you go to Goldbod, if you go to PPA,
I can heckle you.
No, I don't dispute that. It's okay.
So right,
we've
given you all the necessary papers to write. You are being too jittery because it's affecting your confidence.
No.
And that is why I have a problem. You see, when you go through all the tendering processes, I've been on the tender board before.
Right.
And the oath of secrecy there, for him to go and make sure that on the 2nd of July, he's going to get every necessary document to come and attach to his document to tell you that there was insider dealings. And I'm alleging this. They should come and deny it.
So, Alfred, are you saying that Koreka Ghana Limited should be banned from doing government business?
I'm not saying that.
Because
but I'm saying that once there is a shareholder there who is a serious person in the government circles, and his voice goes very far,
they should be banned from doing government business.
He should not even let them go anywhere near that. Because anything that goes on, whether they want it on a good note or on a bad note, they will place it against them. That is because you were in that office. And that is why it's advised
Okay.
that all these things
Okay.
you do not do.
Let
And
me-
that is why it becomes a conflict of interest.
All right, so you
because he is a deputy chief of staff. He advises or talks to the president on operational matters. If someone is going against the code of conduct, who is he going to report to? What is he going to tell the president?
So let me
If
ask you-
Sammy Gyamfi should go against the code of conduct of his office, because he's awarded you the Corica contract, are you going to tell the president that, oh, yeah, he's Sammy Gyamfi because he's not doing the right thing?
Okay. Now let me ask you this: you raised another issue, and I've been reading the Goldbod response, and I noticed that there's a response to that question you asked about the letter submitting the company's tender, which was dated 1st of July, 2025, and you're saying that it was at the time it was being submitted for tendering. It hadn't the renewal process hadn't manifest. I think that's the point you're making. They hadn't finished renewing, so they shouldn't have even accepted it as part of the tender. Now, this one here, so again,
Because when you are tendering something, you seal the documents and you hand over.
Right.
Once you've handed over, until it's opened,
okay. So
unless you want to withdraw the whole document,
all right, so this
and
is,
the closure will catch you.
So this is Goldbod's response to that. It says it is trite that the date of the letter is not the same as the date of submission of the letter. Now, the letter submitting the company's tender was dated 1st July 2025. So that's when the letter was given to them that, the thing is done. We finished the renewal. However, it was not submitted or received by Goldbod on that same day. And rather, it was submitted.
When was the closure of the tender?
Just a second. It said it was submitted to Goldbod on the 2nd of July 2025, by which time the renewed works and housing certificate of the company had been issued.
Which is even worse.
Okay.
It's worse.
Why?
Because it was on the 2nd that they went to pay. I've shown you the receipt.
Right.
It was on the 2nd that they went to pay for the works and housing.
For the renewal?
Yes. And it's a
Are you
process.
saying they couldn't have finished that same
It's
day?
a process.
They couldn't have done it the same day?
It means that there was an insider dealing who said that I want this thing renewed immediately. And that justifies.
But isn't there premium renewal? There's premium renewal, isn't it? Today, if you want to renew your...
Go and check.
There's premium renewal. I've tried to renew, how do you call it, a PPA certificate before. And I was told there's a premium renewal that you can do for a day. In fact, within hours, it will cost you a bit. I think 800 Ghana cedis or so. But there's the normal one which takes a few days for it to be done.
They did it. I wish they had the time and everything there so that you tell me whether it goes through that.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for. But listen, nothing will convince me.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. So Corica has issued a statement.
What I'm saying is that
so I'm told
this can be given, this job can be given to other people other than someone who has shares and works in the office of the president and the operational director of the office of the president.
All right.
Because we all know that Kofi is there as operational director, but he's not working. Because Standobe is doing all the jobs.
Okay. Corica has issued a statement. I'm trying to get a full statement for you.
And then he comes out to make mockery of Ghanaians. A company demonstrating an openness that's not usually done and seen in Ghana publishes all its procurement contracts awarded over a period. You download the same and go screaming leaked documents and trying very hard to find what's not there to politically equalize. Kudos Sammy Gyamfi or your team. Goldbod for the transparency. That's what President Mahama and the NDC has always preached. And this is coming from Standobe. When, as part of the procurement authority regulations, you are supposed to publish. And you come and sit there and say that, oh, he's done so well. When one place, they publish one place, they didn't publish PPA, they didn't do GANEF. And you come to tell me that, oh, Sammy Gyamfi has done so well. Okay, you're making a mockery of the whole Ghanaian.
Moro, let me tell you the little I know about procurement. Granted that the works and housing certificate that he wants said to be in contention. Okay, when you are opening a bid or tenders, you are comparing companies. You want the best. You understand? It doesn't mean that the company selected may have all the required documents.
It has to.
No.
It has to.
No.
Master.
My brother, listen, let me tell you.
Competitive bidding.
No,
listen.
No, it's not true. It's not. Listen, Moro. So when you are opening a bid, you advertise, okay? First you advertise. People tender. So in this case, restricted tendering. Restricted tendering means that they were not dealing with one company.
Yeah.
Okay? They were dealing with other companies.
Yeah.
So what they do is that if they start to open the bids for Koreka Ghana Limited, so they say, okay, Western Housing, well, not valid. Well, Western Housing valid, PPA valid, Senate valid, tax clearance valid, you are a bond guarantee valid. Now, they go to compare to Cletus Company Limited. That is also shortlisted by way of restricted tendering. Then they come to Cletus Company Limited. Then they come. PPA not valid, Senate not valid, tax clearance not valid, bond guarantee not valid. Which of them will they take? I'm just trying to say that in bid opening, it doesn't mean that the winner of the contract should necessarily have all the requirements.
Can you tell us the other companies that
you understand? I'm just telling you the procedure.
Don't
I have
assume.
Moro. I
assume.
chaired tender committee before by way of this chief executive.
Okay.
And I'm sharing this experience with my brother that look, when you select a winner of a company, there are 2 companies or 3 companies that you want them to do a job. So when they submit their bid and you are opening the bid, okay, you are looking at the requirement of probably 3 companies. So if Koreka even fail in one of the items and the rest just one and the rest fail in all, Koreka will still be the best. That's the point that I want to make.
Now, what you are making me understand,
you understand? So I'm saying that anybody who has done procurement before, anybody who has opened bids before, or who chaired tender committee like I did by way of this chief executive before, you understand? I'm saying that when you are opening bids, you are comparing companies that can execute the job, companies that meet the requirement. So if in all the items that you want, Koreka even miss one, and the other 2-3 companies that are bidding with Koreka, they even are worse, you will still go for Koreka, the best. That's what I want my brother to know.
What I was expecting when Sammy Gyamfi and his Goldbod were responding, they could have told us that the tender closing date was 2nd, 2 p.m. Because when you are doing these tenders, you give time and dates that they should close.
Right.
And then the opening time of the tender so that people will be there. We didn't see that. From what my brother is saying, it is even easy for you to sneak in a document.
No.
Oh,
you can't.
Master. Oh, Master.
You can't.
Master, please. Don't be jittery because you people have failed.
Oh, how am I?
Woefully. And you don't want to accept it. Ghanaians are listening and watching. Oh, they are the best judge, not you. Not you who are sitting in the court and chopping. You are okay, so you think everything is okay. People are crying because of their electricity and water.
Were you okay?
People are crying because 14 months they haven't received
okay
their pay, which you are saying that it wasn't your fault.
In the last 8 years, were you okay? Because your party was in power, were you okay? Tell me. Tell everybody. In the last 8 years, were you okay?
Now you are asking me questions.
I'm asking you. You said I'm okay.
But
I want you to know.
Aren't you okay?
If it's okay.
Because all this that you are doing,
party is
all
just
this that
1
you
year
are
old.
doing.
My party is just 1 year old. Yours was 8 years.
Maybe the 11 you are getting something out of it. So you sit here and praise it. But me, I'll tell you as it is. That what is wrong is wrong. What the deputy chief of staff did is totally unacceptable for a government officer.
You see,
and
Moro, my brother should know.
When I'm doing this, I can do the same thing that you are doing. Let me finish my statement before you come.
But you even finished. You finished. I was the one coming on.
Who says so?
Oh.
When you are sitting in an office, and that is why we are saying that what Mahama is doing now with the brothers' jets is unacceptable. There's conflict of interest.
How?
Because when now there's a document that has come to lie in front of Mahama, and he's supposed to sign, and maybe the things are not up to like what we've seen with this PPA things. You say, oh, because it's my brother, he's giving, a banner great color. I'm coming. A banner great color, Obama in the jet.
You honestly think that?
Were we not sitting in this country when 2016, before December, he signed off box
Ibrahim, you honestly
were we not in this country?
No, hold on.
Are we not in this country that we are here? Almost every board this thing is growing.
You can do propaganda.
You honestly think that if Ibrahim Mahama wants his brother to do him a favor, he would have to necessarily give his jet to his brother before that favor is done him.
It is influence.
How?
No.
It is influence.
No,
my brother. You don't need to do or say something.
No.
Listen, that
Ibrahim
alone.
doesn't need to give his jet to his brother.
But still, it
for
is
his brother
influence.
to do him that
Still,
favor.
it is influence, which is wrong.
How?
There are security implications to it. This is listen.
if you read-
If the
if you read
president,
security
if the
implications,
president
yes.
touch wood should die
That's valid.
today, it is the Ghana government who. It's not Ibrahim who pay.
Valid point. Valid point.
There are security implications
Valid
to it.
point.
What are the
That's
security
valid.
implications?
But if
You
you
want me to
say,
come and sit on
Yeah,
there and talk
say
about
it.
security implications?
Say it.
You are a member of parliament.
No,
Ask in
say
parliament.
it. What are the
And they will
security
tell you.
implications?
Why do you think that when they were
Or is
asking
it that,
about
or Ibrahim
even
pilot
the payment, or they were-
when you take the flight, Ibrahim is the pilot. He pilots the
Go and
brother.
see, the jet now they are buying for the Ghana government.
Anyway, so
It's more luxurious than even the, what do you call it? Ibrahim's own.
okay.
Someone asked a nice question that, hey, in the president in the end there, Nyami government and the hear jet.
Oh,
But
then-
be nice
no, but
question.
then-
In Kemu go be-
But you
in
should,
Kemu
but
be-
you should be educating the person.
How can I educate the person?
I
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
When
I wasn't
when you
there.
were in power.
You and I were not there. Moro, were you there?
Moro.
Moro, were you there?
Moro.
It's not
Were you
difficult-
there?
It's not difficult to find.
I can get cash and go and buy someone's jet right now.
Moro.
Oh,
Moro.
Oh,
Moro.
Are you
Moro.
trying to tell me that you can't get cash and go and
Moro,
buy?
I want to
Middle
let me
East.
reiterate this fact.
Okay.
Which
No.
fact? It's not a fact. Let me reiterate
No.
my story.
Let
It's a story you are telling us.
Reiterate this
Master,
fact.
it's not a fact. No, it's not a
Let me
fact.
tell you,
Move to another issue.
there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with the fact that a company that hitherto
It's owned by the deputy chief of staff.
is
Should bid
owned
for
by
a
the
job.
deputy chief
Should
of
bid
staff
for
should tender for a job
11
in this
million-
country,
11 million Ghana cedi
provided
contract.
due process was followed.
But due
There's
process,
nothing
I've
wrong.
shown- we've shown
It's
you
just
due
like,
process was
it's
not
just like,
followed.
let me tell you something. Let me just
Due process was not
Let me
followed.
tell, what do you mean by due process was not followed? What was wrong in the award of the contract?
So all
the
that I was
contract
saying, all that I was saying, you have
no,
blocked
it's your
this.
propaganda.
No,
Listen,
all that I was
the
saying,
contract
you see,
was
you put it in your mind that
no,
it's propaganda.
The contract
so
was
you not even
advertised.
listen
Bro,
and tell your brother that what
listen,
he's done was
listen,
wrong.
Listen, let me tell
You
you.
will not even listen.
Sammy,
That is the problem. you have.
Sandogbe is not working in the office of Goldbod.
That is
Sammy
okay.
Gyamfi is not under
Goldbod.
Sandogbe.
Goldbod is under the presidency.
It's not under the presidency.
Every
Goldbod is under the
organization-
ministry. The
Every
Ministry of
organization
Finance.
in this country
Goldbod,
is under the presidency. This is what I'm
Goldbod
telling you.
is under the finance ministry and Bank of
Every
Ghana.
organization in
Listen.
this country is under the presidency.
Yes,
the president can decide
Sami-
today
but
that he's
Sami-
Sami Gyamfi.
but Sandogbe
Can tell the president that
is
listen,
not.
what Sami
is
Gyamfi
not.
is doing
Sandogbe
here
doesn't
can cause
have
us problems.
Listen.
Let's remove it and the president will do it.
It's not true.
Please.
Why?
It's only
Even-
parliament
even-
that you can tell me that
Even
it's
chief
not
of
under
staff.
presidency.
Even chief of staff. Listen.
But even
chief of
parliament,
staff.
president can start them with funding.
Even chief of staff
For them
cannot
to do
just say
things for
that
them.
remove this person in the room when the person hasn't done anything wrong. I'm saying that.
Right, so-
But did you hear what I
nothing
said?
untoward-
I said
nothing
he can tell
untoward
the president
happened.
that this person is doing A, B, C, D, which will all go in our benefit.
You see,
so remove it.
you
That's
see,
what
so
I
I
said.
asked a question.
Alojen again.
Moro, ask my brother.
Please, you see, I told you that this guy is not
Ask
listening.
my brother. The
He's not
ambulance,
listening.
the ambulance contract, the ambulance pass contract that was given to Akufo-Addo's daughter, was a conflict of interest. Tell me, answer.
Ghanaians vote against NPP because of that.
Who said they voted
They
because
didn't
of
vote
that?
against that.
You
because
already
of-
lost the
Ghanaians should
election.
vote them
They didn't
immediately.
vote because of
Ghanaians
that.
should vote you
And
immediately
answer.
out.
Answer.
Ghanaians should vote you
No,
immediately
no,
out. Because
it's
what you are saying shows that you
I'm
people
saying
are
that.
west.
I'm saying that.
Because you said
The
you come to
president's
reset.
daughter.
The reset is what you are saying.
The
today.
president's daughter
Is this reset?
that got the
Is
ambulance
this
pass
reset?
contract.
The 133.
Okay.
You know this Goldbod 11 million Ghana cedis
Oh.
contract could have gotten 3 people 3 different jobs.
Oh.
That's the 133
You
could have,
people,
they could have
you
done
just,
it in the
you are
morning,
just on
in
a
the
fishing
afternoon,
spray.
and in the evening.
You are on a fishing spray,
Master,
looking for scandal when there is none. When there is none.
There's scandal all over.
If
Many are against you.
If
So
what you
because of
call
that,
a
let me bring
scandal,
in- let me bring in a view.
if
Going
if
to
what
catch
you are calling
the
a scandal,
former,
if it is anything
NPP
to go
chairman
by,
by force,
then I
just to
don't
clean
see
this
I don't
up.
see anybody
What's
who will
going
be
to
a
catch?
businessman in
Don't
this
you know
country.
Fed do
You're blaming the
just to
government.
close,
You're blaming
just
the
to close
government.
all this topic.
Oh, how?
Just to close all this topic.
Let's do this.
It's
You
a hidden, it's a hidden
come
truth.
you come to talk
Stephen
about
Atobiga.
you come to talk about a president's brother's jet. A president, the brother has a jet. Okay, a president's brother has a jet. He
So every
offered
president
the
can
president
use
is traveling.
his brother's things.
Instead of Ghana renting a jet,
We haven't said
like
to go and
others
take
did,
someone's jet.
like others did. The president, his brother offered his jet, for free. You can fuel it and go. The other expenses are free. It's to my cost. Then you are
Which
saying
other
that
expenses?
which one is
Which
better?
other expenses?
Huh?
Which other expenses?
Which other expenses?
I too, it's
Why?
cost.
Apart from fuel, it is the flight. If a flight is moving, it's just the fuel.
And I'm asking which other
There are
expenses? Tell
expenses.
us. We want to know.
Why? You are paying the pilot. You are paying
so
the
who is
crew.
paying that one? Who is
Yeah,
paying that one?
Ibrahim.
Who is paying the
Yeah,
landing expenses? Who is
Ibrahim.
paying- Who said so?
Why? Ibrahim has come out
When
to
we were
say
sitting
that.
here, when they said that there was no expense.
No. They
Then
come
all
out.
of a sudden,
Felix Kwashi, listen.
Felix Kwashi came to tell us
Felix
that,
Kwashi has
fuel.
come out to say that.
Landing expenses are included. Go
So
and
my
check.
brother,
Bond
we
testing,
have
is
not.
it the government?
My brother, we
Or
have.
Ibrahim Mahama?
But who
President
is it?
did not. Ghana
Yeah,
did
Felix-
not.
Felix- Felix
they
tells
should come
us.
out and tell us that
Felix-
landing
Felix-
expenses and all
So
the
Felix tells us the only expenditure that the government is incurring is buying fuel. That's what Felix tells
I
us.
do know that is
So-
even more dangerous than anything.
So is it not better? Is it not better
no,
than
you know
renting
that
a
is even more
full jet?
dangerous than anything.
No, he say he doesn't
My
like
brother,
that.
you know that is
He
even
said he
more
doesn't
He
dangerous.
doesn't like that, but the
Master,
Ghanaian knows
Master,
that. The Ghanaian knows that
Master,
President
you
Mohammed's
don't
brother
know that every
giving his
jet,
jet to his brother to travel,
right
they are
or
saving
what
the country
the
so
president
much
is
money.
using should be manned by the armed forces.
Yes.
You didn't know that.
But
So
how-
if the brother is using his own jet and his own pilots and paying them, it's more dangerous than anything. It's worse than any
we need
security
to find
procedure.
out
The
whether
jet that
Thank
you were
you.
renting.
Who piloted
I'm
the
coming.
Thank you.
The jet that
Now
we
you are
are
coming
coming.
to
we need to know who
place.
piloted the jet.
You
It
need to
doesn't
know
matter.
so- listen,
Moro,
there are
Moro,
so
the
many
jet
questions
President
you need to
Akufo-Addo was
ask.
renting. Was it Ghana Armed Forces that fly the jet?
Not at all.
What are you talking about?
Listen, we
What are you
need to
talking
know
about?
so many
The
answers.
jet President
Okay,
Akufo-Addo
so-
was
but he's
renting.
asking a very
Was it
important
Ghana
question.
Armed Forces
Who told you that they
pilots
were not
that
part
manned
of
the
it?
jet?
Who told you they were not part
It's
of
not
it?
true.
Who told you they were not part
It's
of
not
it?
true.
Have you
Don't say
checked?
that.
Have you
I
checked?
check what?
Moro, have you
Tell
checked?
us
That's what I said,
whose
not at
private
all.
jet you go and rent.
Have you
Come and
checked?
hand it over to Ghana
I
Armed
read
Forces.
the Ghana forces were part of the private.
How?
The private
How can
jet
you
that
say
was chatting.
They-
But
it's a
it's
security
possible.
issue.
It's possible.
It's
It's
a
possible.
security issue.
Yeah. It'll be part. It'll be part.
They
It'll
will
be part.
be part of
But how
it.
do you know it were not part
How
of
can
it?
you even
They
say
haven't
that?
told us.
How can you
So
argue
you've
that
asked, so
on
let's
this-
wait for
on
the
this
answers.
platform?
From
With
who?
evidence.
From who?
Eh?
From Standogbe or from Nestle?
Oh, but he doesn't pilot but this
Or
one too.
from,
Stanogbe pilots the jet.
But he's the advisor.
Oh,
of the
please.
president.
Alfred is
Let's do
telling
this.
us- Alfred is saying that the private jets Akufo-Addo was renting.
He's the-
It was
the-
Ghana Armed Forces pilots that will hand over the private jets to.
Go and check. Any president taking any private jet.
Oh,
the
is that- no, he said-
apparatus is part of
No,
it.
I'm said. Initially,
You said the pilot, the Air Force people,
But you think that
the
the
Air
pilot
Force
will
people,
be
they
there?
will take the private jet and pilot.
Did I say they were piloting it? Wait, listen, Moro,
Oh,
you see, let me deal with him
No,
very
no,
well.
no.
Did I say
No,
they
let-
piloted it? I said they are
let-
piloting
You
it.
can't deal with
No,
me. You
did
got
I
it
say they
wrong.
piloted it or they are part
got
of
they are
it?
part. You know, he said it's
Thank
part.
you.
He said they are
So
part
you
of
see how dumb they
How-
become.
how-
They shout at nothing.
Let me read
They
this
shout
message.
at nothing.
Let me bring in our viewers. So fine.
You don't even listen.
Alfred, let me bring
That's
it.
your
Let me
problem.
bring in our viewers. Let me bring in our viewers. So Stephen
don't
Atubiga.
listen.
Stephen Atubiga. We all know who he is. So Atubiga. He's a famous person. It says, "My people, what is amiss if Standogbe has founded a company that not only generates employment opportunities but also successfully secures contracts at the Goldbod and potentially other sectors? Besides providing good leadership and governance, these are some benefits politicians derive directly or indirectly from their hard work and struggles for power. I have yet to hear someone discuss Stan's struggles, insults, name-calling, rejection, threats, and abuse that he endured to reach his current position. Many assume Stan is only serving his monetary interests. Tomorrow, the same people would likely say, look at him, he couldn't even achieve anything for himself and his family as a former deputy chief of staff. Can anyone name a politician or leader in our country, past or present, who does not have a private business venture? We should cease pretending about political affiliations. My brother Stan, establish as many businesses as possible and secure as many deals as you can. The �XPOSÐ TV station that significantly contributes to projecting JDM and bringing the NDC to power, who actually put it together, paying staff, managing logistics, and keeping the station operational is a substantial financial burden. It's noteworthy. Nonetheless, I firmly believe politics is a business aside from providing good leadership and governance to the people. Love you all." Now, Mensa Thompson, who is of ASEPA, but he's not the deputy. He's the deputy CEO for the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. Now he says this one. He says, first of all, the old BOG office is a national security facility at the state. The office houses very critical and highly secured vaults used to store gold and other important valuables. It is for this reason that the office was given to Goldbod in the first place. Nobody awards contractual works on such secured facilities through an open tender, apart from the fact that it was impractical for Goldbod to use a competitive tender due to the tight completion schedule. An open tender could have compromised the security of the facility in such a great deal. As we move towards tokenization of gold and other derivatives, Goldbod custodial role becomes very critical. Investors, both local and international, must have confidence in the country of Goldbod's vote that would keep the gold that would underline these issuances. The use of a restricted tender was therefore the wisest procurement approach to the renovation of the facility. Other future works on the facility must also follow the same restricted tender to protect the security and integrity of the facility. The needless vendetta against the Goldbod CEO Sammy Gyamfi by the NPP must stop. This is not a matter to politicize. We are talking about the security of the nation's most secured facilities. But on a more serious note, this smear campaign smells very much like an insider job. Maybe Goldbod should take a critical look at its information security arrangements. Some must answer for the leakage of such classified information to the opposition and the door tightened. I mean, Mr. Tom said everything is on the website, so I don't know what you are saying. I don't even know why I mentioned, because everything is on the company's website.
Security information.
Now, ED,
when it comes to
I didn't come agree. No, we've talked enough. Let me bring in our viewers too. Let them also talk small. So Edie Mukhtar says, please ask Alfred if he can produce kind of errata for accountability they're looking for. Also remind Alfred that His Excellency John Dramani Mamadini rent hyper-expensive jet to travel with Sewa Bruni to watch Tottenham matches at the cost of 18 to 19 pounds per hour. Now, this one, Alfred Kojo Tradle says, the Moro, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to bring up something. Back when JDM was president, Ibrahim Mahama tried to dredge the Odo for free, but the NPP raised questions and it didn't happen. Fast forward to 2017, the NPP government gave the same contract for millions of dollars under the supervision of Sisi Ladapa. Now they're opposing the use of Ibrahim Mohammed's jet by the president for free. One cannot understand whether the MP is happy protecting the public purse or wants President Mahama to behave like Nanado when he was in power. That's coming from Trade Deals. Desmond, who is the managing editor of the Catalyst newspaper, says, Moro, tell Alfred that we Ghanaians have not forgotten that when Ibrahim Mahama decided to desilt the Odo drain, for us for free in the past, members of the NPP cried conflict of interest. They made so much noise that he withdrew his equipment and personnel. A few moments later, there was a sanitation minister, Sidadapa, who was reported to have undertaken the same work at a whopping cost of $43 million. Again, tell Alfred that it is the same Ibrahim Mahama who is now saving this country millions of Ghana cedis that President Mahama would have used to rent expensive private jets for his foreign travels. And as usual, they are shouting conflict of interest. Tell Alfred that we Ghanaians have also not forgotten that Honorable Kenneth Japan continues to execute government contracts worth millions of Ghana cedis. I think the company should sue Alfred and let him go to court to prove any wrongdoing. Ghanaians are tired of the NPP's noise. So, Standard Procurement Gift has exposed the shallow communications intellect of some Mahama appointees. Deputy Chief Minister Thompson of the Security and Exchange Commission posits in his awesomely unintelligent attempt to defend the restrictive tendering process through which Koreka was selected to perform business with Goldbod, that is BOG building, is a national security edifice and that warrants not an open tender process for any service it requires. Yet, the Bank of Ghana, who owned and worked from that edifice for nearly 65 years, almost always engaged in competitive tender for any service it required during the opposition. Is Goldbod more security-oriented than BOG? That comes with a question mark. Master Planner says, currently in Ghana, one of the most difficult jobs is communicating for the NDC's government. I can feel how uncomfortable my brother Ketu Dapiles is in defending all these. Anyway, Bibia fine. Master Planner, Junior, Policy Analyst from Kintampo. The messages are, it's just too many messages. I'm not sure I'll be able to read everything. So those of you whose messages I can't read, I beg you, bear with me. Okay.
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.